Hi, I'm Donovan Stokes, professor of bass at Shenandoah Conservatory, and welcome to Bass Camp. This is the 10th year of our workshop here, of our bass workshop. Well, we are trying to accomplish several things with this camp. First thing is we want to instill a sense of bass pride in the under 18 people. Mostly a lot of them play in the orchestra and they play inglorious parts in the back and are often ignored because they're not the most important thing in terms of getting a high rating at assessment. That usually goes to the violinists, violists, and cellists who have the melody. The bass player plays a supporting role. And if they're particularly talented and smart, they can get bored that way. So we want to make sure that they view themselves as musicians, just like the violinists. Also, they don't get chamber music opportunities. When a high school violinist graduates, by that time they've played in a quartet for minimum 4 or 5 years. String quartets generally don't include bass, so those bass players don't get the chamber music experience, and we can provide that here in a homogeneous context. Every day we'll start with warm-ups and technical exercises, then we break them into small ensembles, into the chamber ensembles, so that those bass players can have an opportunity to play chamber music. Then we put them all together so that they can play as a mass bass orchestra. So it's only bass players, but they'll play all the parts: melody, harmony, counter melody, and of course the bass part. And that gives them a chance to hear the range, the sort of distinct range of the instrument, and prove to themselves and others that they could actually do anything on that instrument. Then we have a series of workshops, and we bring in special faculty for that. So we'll introduce them to jazz. We have people who do contemporary music. We've got people who specialize in 18th century music. This year we have somebody who's a specialist in Argentinian music, and they will talk about the role of the bass in all that music and give a little historical context of it and hopefully broaden their horizons in terms of what they know about and the history of their instrument. Well, in terms of the weekend workshop, because we have an intensive session that goes a week, and then we have a weekend workshop. In terms of the weekend workshop, the type of student that would come varies wildly. We don't take anyone under 12, and that's primarily because we want to make sure that we can corral everybody. So our youngest has been 12, but our oldest has been 90. And the range of experience and background that these students at the workshop would have can vary greatly. We have people who can only play by ear, we have people who are conservatory level students, we have young professionals, and then we have beginning children. And we break them up and put them into sessions that would be appropriate for their level, and then we also bring them all together. In terms of what we're looking for anybody who loves the bass or think they might or would like to learn a little something. We have this year, for example, someone who is a violinist who's never played the bass before and has come here to get a quick, intensive introduction to the double bass so they can play bass in their school orchestra, and we've had that before. So that's pretty open. We don't really have a specific type of person that we're looking for the weekend. I do have a week-long intensive workshop that's associated with this as well, and for that we are looking for very serious conservatory level, young professional, master's degree level people who are wanting to practice 4 hours a day and spend time working in detail on an ensemble and having lessons and master classes every day, all day long, 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. So that's a very exclusive thing by audition only, and then the weekend workshop is for anybody who loves the bass.